What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with AB Investments. It's been a bloody day, I know. But so has 2022 been, and you still have no idea what 2023 is going to bring. Anyways, first of all, I want to give a nice shout out to Brother Frankie Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Brother Frankie, listen, I have one thing I want to tell you, and the thing is, I know that what you're saying, everything that you put out, is coming from a good place, from your heart. Now, the people out there, whether you think that Frankie is right or whether you think he's wrong, you have no right to tear him down or bring him down for it or whatever. Everybody has the right to their opinion. And again, this is what makes this community so special. And more so, this is what makes this country even more special. It's because we're free people. Well, at least with our mouths. As far as everything else, yeah, depends on what side of the fence you're on. Anyways, but yeah, much love to you, Brother Frankie. Continue to do what you got to do. Don't let nobody change your mind or affect what you want to put out there. If there's 10 people, if 5 don't want to listen to what you're saying and 5 want to listen to what you're saying, think about those 5. Forget about the other 5. Don't necessarily, doesn't have to be hostile. At the end of the day, we all got to learn that we're on the same side. If you don't see what I see, and if you don't see what if I don't see what you see, at the end of the day, our same goal and our same interests are going to be the same. Our interests are the same and aligned. So again, for this was more of a message to the rest of the community, and especially how they handle what they feel like is FUD and what is not FUD. Anyways, let's get on with it. A lot of you are wondering today, probably, and maybe even more so on the content creator side, on the why Ape is down 25%. Everybody was in that inclination and that mindset that, hey, that's it. Ape is going to go up to be the same exact price as AMC. And people were, hypothetically thinking that it was going to be $3 or $4 or whatever and all that stuff. And it should be even above. However, you got to remember, guys, what we've been seeing as far as like, you're going to have a lot of people coming out as far as like technical analysis guys. They're going to come out and they're going to say, oh, the RSI got to cool down. We've been on the overbought for moving average for the last 48 hours and 2 weeks and all that kind of stuff. They will have an excuse. TAs always have a reason, even when there is none. However, but you have to now, as an investor, put the content creators on the side. Actually, before we put them on the side, let's continue talking about. And then the other ones that are not TA guys, the ones that are mainly, speaking either logic or DD, bring ups and gurus, those guys are going to come out and tell you that, oh yeah, they want to keep doing that. They want to play with fire. We're going to scorch him with it and all that stuff. While that's kind of true, because that's been the motto, is buy and hold. But I've told you guys many times that this works right into their plan. This is like something, because I fully believe, wholeheartedly believe, that this whole thing has been completely orchestrated from the beginning. They needed a big push back in June, and for AMC and for GME, they needed a big push in January, and obviously it did what it did. However, many people benefited from it, and they knew that for the expense, a few benefited on the expense and the backs of many others. Now, the big payout is gonna pan out at the end. In my humble opinion, I could be right and I could be wrong, but the big winners, the ultimate big winners, are gonna come out, the ones that last until the final moment, whenever that moment is. But you guys got to remember, throughout this whole journey, how many people have fell victims and went under in order for many others to continue the journey. Got to remember that. Now, everybody thinks for themselves, and that's the way of life. But you can't keep that out of your mind. So therefore, what about the other side? The other side, our adversaries, they're one unit. They're one hand. Just like we buy and hold, they're doing their thing. Every time one of us lose, they gain more. Now, when one of them is on the brink of losing, they all come to the rescue over there. You got to remember, we're not against other groups of people. We're against an entire system that basically also has and wield the power to also go ahead and pass laws and rules and regulations. And while you think you're voting on things, again, I'm not going to become a conspiracist and an anarchist now, but it depends on what side of the fence you're on. That can pass things that in small fine prints, most people that don't understand things will fall in the wrong side. So anyways, Ape down 25%. Why is that? You got to go back to when the news first came out that Antara had struck a deal with Adam Aron and they got in for 66 cents. Here's what you're going to have to remember. When that number, when Ape surged in seconds to that $1, $1.20, $1.40, $1.50 range and all that stuff, Antara, the news was just something as a reactionary to give an excuse. It's kind of like, hey, we need something, we need some news so that something can be justified. We can't just, the stock can't go up for no news because that's what they got the market and the people used to. It's just a facade. And when it drops, there also has to be news. Now, whenever we dropped, we always had the stupidest reasons. It would be some stupid article by some Yahoo Finance or whatever, saying, or Motley Fools, and saying that, hey, such and such, some ex-guru from 1925, still alive somehow, says that AMC is going to a penny. And based on that article, we drop, which is, again, that's not an accredited source. That's the reason why I'm telling you that this whole thing is like a freaking facade. Going up to that dollar something range, in my humble opinion, brothers and sisters, there was nothing but somebody who shorted Ape all the way at its high when it was around the $8 and $9 range, and when it came all the way down to that point, why would they not close? They know it's not going to go to zero. Think of it. Let it think. Come on, guys, you know the rules and how shorting works. If I had a short position on a stock, put Ape on the side, and I got in at $8 and it went down to 45, 50 cents. Do you see the amount of money that I just made by closing that position? And it might have not been one. It might have been 2, 3 people, because over 2 days it was doing the same thing. But you got to remember, this is why I was telling you, we are against an entire system, not just individual group people that we're against. Me and you against that, East against West. No, this is against the system itself. They know the numbers. The algorithms control who goes in. And you know what makes it even worse or crazier? Is that as soon as those people got out, more shares were dumped. When they all were bought back and given, you got your brokers to even fight with. I mean, this thing is so ugly and nasty to the point where some people might never even comprehend how many bad things happen and how many people are even involved in such a nasty way that you might even vomit thinking about it. And I'm not saying all this to scare you. I'm saying all this so you can comprehend and understand how you can self-preserve your harmony, your mentality, your psyche, all that stuff can be kept in, and you don't even have to play within their games, because that's their games. And when most of these content creators push these messages out there and start saying, oh yes, that's it, to the moon, seeing that this thing went up 180%, 150%, 150% from 45 cents, that's not confirmation that it's going to the moon yet. While I'm not saying that in the next 3 months, within these next 3 months, in fact, I even say that it's more likely that something could happen within the next 3 months for AMC in general. But this explaining just this past 3, 4, 5 days movement and explaining just just reacting to this, I am telling you that what was happening was nothing but some group or somebody, one big player, closing their short position, because to close their short position, they got to buy back at whatever price it was. And heck, they were happy. That was the end of the year bonus for them. big hedge funds, possibly Citadel, who knows? They closed their short position on that. They dropped it from 8 to like 50, 60, whatever, 40 cents. And then they drop a BS news article that, oh, based on that, Ape surged. Why did AMC not surge? Have you thought of that? Well, AMC didn't surge and went down. Why? Because, oh, you think because the news that Antara did what it did with Adam Aron, surprisingly, it hurt AMC, but it benefited Ape? Come on, people. And for those out there saying, oh, well, because the news also said in that same article or in that same long awaited for proxy whenever it comes out, that the deal says that the Ape is going to get converted back and they're going to do a reverse stock split. So somehow AMC gets hurt, but Ape doesn't. Let that sink in. Stop thinking all over the place and focus on the ball, guys. Focus on the prizes. I keep always telling you. If that was the case, then Ape, based on that news, Ape and AMC should have both dropped. Not just AMC. But that's the facade that they put out there. And most of these content creators out there, they fall in these traps, and unfortunately they have these big followings that they also trap with them and take this poison. It's kind of like a cockroach. And unfortunately, again, I'm not saying anybody is, and I'm not pertaining to one person in particular, but I'm just throwing an analogy or example here that it's like a cockroach. To get rid of them, you gotta put these poison, and they take it and take it back to its nest, and then it kills all the other ones, the baby ones, the other ones that eat with it. That's how they get rid of them. If you're going to start stepping on all of them, then you're going to have a long ass time because they give birth far faster than you stepping on them. Sorry for the roach lesson. That is the first thing that came to mind. I don't prepare for these videos, brothers and sisters. I just tell you exactly as I see it. So Ape, run up. That was shorts covering. Why wouldn't they? If I was a short on the stock at 8 or 7 or 6, even at 5 or 4, and I was able to see it drop down to the cents, depending on how large my short position is, oh my God, that was millions of dollars. In some cases, oh my God, like if it was a sure thing and like they all planned it out and it was like a block party, Christmas party, then that was billions of dollars. But they make sure they understand they can't cover too much to the point where the price goes over a certain point that they know, that we don't know, that basically can overturn them or overscrew them or the whole entire other club. Once again, how do we get to the breakfast club that these people hang out in? Through the only point of contact, which I mentioned in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Through their brokers. Through the brokers that we give the money to and buy from. And that's why you will constantly see every day these little penny stocks pump, dump, like 3-4 of them throughout the day, because brokers are, most of them, instead of just institutes, it's not all brokers, but brokers have their fingers all over that. All over that. By the time you get in, they already secured that they're on the bottom. By the time you get in, they're already getting out and they're making their money. Through the money that they received from people, because the people have been depositing money, because they're buying and holding, and they knew that they could go ahead and use that money. You don't know where your money went when you bought the shares. You just know that you got shares and it's digital. If it was all physical stuff, then that's a different story. They would have to find another scheme. Anyways, please guys, hit like on the video, let more people see it. This doesn't mean IB is saying that this is bad or whatever. No, this is just saying that they're playing their game. We don't have to be a part of it. Do your thing, do your part. Don't overload over here with other unnecessary stuff, because I've been seeing, this is the things that I've been telling you. I've been seeing a lot of people that because, and this just today, I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it around on social media all over the place, even on Facebook, where people are saying, oh my God, here we go again for another cycle. Ape is down 24. Do you know why that is happening? Because the expectations is the number one enemy that this movement have. People have so much expectations, and the content creators and the people that are pushing these special forums and Reddit and whatever are big parts of it and big influences of it. You hype yourself and you hype so many other with you, and when they're getting, their expectations are so high for immediate action, when they see something like this happen, then that first thing that reminds them of what? Of the past. What has the past been? Oh yeah, just another dump. It's just another pump and dump. And that makes people, that tires people, that influences people to go ahead and hit that stupid sell button because they can't take it no more. You got to remember, not everybody is as stubborn as you, whoever you are out there. Not as everybody is as stubborn as AB. Not everybody has the tolerance. Not everybody came in not over leveraged. And if you're a community member, it doesn't matter who you are, influencer, content creator, or just another investor. If you say that's their fault, too bad, they should have learned, then you're not a freaking true ape. And shame on you. And you know what? This movement is better off without you. Yes, this is a movement to learn all together. You got to learn why. I always push that. I always tell everybody, learn while that's happening. I'm constantly doing day trades. All day, every day, away from AMC. That's my pot, my honey pot. It's in the back. My GME, AMC, my Tilray, my SPCE, my little bit of sundial. Sundial, right? You're like, what? You just say sundial? And a few more other BBIG. Those are my honeypots for later. I already know their game with it. Their game plan with it is to tire me out of my position. So I'm not. The way I can mess them up is by leaving it the way it is. I constantly add more to it. But how can I add more to it without me having to go physically and work? I need to go ahead and trade, make profits. And from those profits, I can add more to my honey. And later on, that's how I can self-preserve and last and survive the crap and the shenanigans that they're doing. I highly encourage, and since I'm not a financial advisor, I highly encourage each and every one of you out there. If you don't know everything about day trading or the market or whatever, it's not magic science. Like it's not rocket science. It's not just one person can do it and many people can't. No, it takes time. It's hard. But you owe it to yourself, and you could go ahead and do it, and you can be on top of that. You can be happy and saying, hey, I don't care when this comes. Even if they take this thing to 2030, I'll just have a bigger position by then. Now they can't mess with your mind. They can't play with your heart, because you're not ever going to be over leveraged because you're good. You're not even worried about that. In fact, you keep adding to it through them. Please. Share the video so more and more people can see the stuff. People need this word of mouth, guys. They need to understand this. People don't need to constantly be paying attention to a document or whatever, some DD or whatever. It's good to have, but if that's all you search for, you're constantly falling in their game. That's what they want. That's how you become enslaved to the system, because they're giving you you're taking what the other side is giving you, and you're running home with it. Nothing more than a cockroach. Anyways, much love, guys. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share the video with others. Let them see stuff like this so they can like feel, I don't want to say better or worse or whatever, because I'm not trying to push nothing to nobody. You could buy, you could sell, you could hold, you could, whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do. But this is just AB Investment speaking, and much love to everybody. See you on the next video.